Welcome to episode 3 of the WEEM Weekly Podcast. I'm Sam Duffer, and I'm joined by
Mrs. Hunkler.
So you've been teaching here a while, as far as I know, because you've been here as long or longer than I have, of course. And you've also are a class sponsor, I believe, for my grade, class of 2024.
Correct. And this is my third go as a class sponsor. I did the class of 2010, the class of 2011, and then I'm picking up the class of 2024. I picked them up last year.
That must be so fun to have us.
Totally.
Definitely not making that sound nicer. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what class do you teach? How long have you been working here?
Okay. I've been here for 18 years. I've been teaching for a total of 20 years. I teach Algebra 1 and Geometry, and that's mainly what I've always taught here, which is so fun to teach freshmen and sophomores.
I imagine.
It's my favorite thing to see freshmen mature and grow up over the next 4 years. And I'm always sad to say bye to them as seniors, but I think it's also freeing and wonderful to see them go.
It's for the best.
But I love being a class sponsor because I love having a part of your high school experience and doing what I can to make it a great time during your 4 years here.
Yeah, because you guys help with the class officers and student council and like homecoming and such. I believe also prom.
Yes, we also planned prom last year. Correct.
Prom was really nice last year.
Thank you. It was fun.
That question doesn't matter because that's what class are you the sponsor of? And we already answered that.
That's right.
That would be this current graduating class, these seniors, which I am actually a part of.
Yep, they've been good so far.
So far. How do you like the students of the class of 2024? Would you say we're easy to deal with, difficult?
I'll be 100% honest. When there was a vacancy last year for the class of 2024 sponsor, part of my reason for even attempting to take it on was I knew I liked the students I had so far in that class. Again, I teach mainly freshmen and sophomores, so by the time they were juniors, I knew they had matured. I knew I liked having them as freshmen and sophomores, so I thought, I'll do this. And I went over and talked to Miss Plovic, and we had already both kind of been leaning that way, and so that's how it happened. But yes, I definitely felt good taking on the students that I knew as juniors last year. I definitely felt good about the class as a whole.
Well, that's always good then. Who was the class sponsor before you took it?
Mrs. Keegan. She left last year, yes.
I actually never had her as a teacher. What did she teach?
She, I believe, taught something in the social studies department, but I couldn't tell you what.
I think I did have a friend that had her, so I do remember mention of her. I never had her personally myself, though.
Yeah, so she left teaching altogether. So
really?
Yeah.
She's that tired of us.
Right. And so that opened up the vacancy for class sponsor. Yeah.
That's always nice then. So homecoming, I guess we're getting on that topic.
Okay.
How has the planning been so far for this coming homecoming?
Good so far. I've done this for so many years and so long that there's been a couple of things that are just like clockwork and just happen.
So it's just like repeats.
Yes. And I've done this, a million times before. So I'm almost on automatic. But then there are some things I thought, oh my gosh, I've forgotten to do that. And it's fine. Everything happens and everything turns out and everything works out. But it's been a lot more this year because I do the parade separately. That is something separate from being a class sponsor. But this year I'm building a float with the class of 2024. So it's a little bit of double dose right there.
That's fun. I actually can't remember what the theme of our float was this year. I remember it was in the email, but I didn't read it.
We're doing Monopoly because
okay.
Our homecoming theme is board games.
Okay.
And Monopoly just seems to be
one of the best board games. It's like the most popular.
Everybody thinks about. Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yep. It should be fun.
Float building was last night?
Yeah, we got quite a bit done last night, and we're going to be there Saturday. We're going to be there Saturday at 1:00 till whenever. We're out at the Humbles Barn out in is it Middletown? I don't know. My outskirts of Pendleton very well.
I have no clue.
But great barn and great family and super glad to be out there. And I will tell you, my 2 nights there this week have been really fun and enjoyable. And I just look forward to making progress every time.
That's nice. We have a radio float this year,
Oh, awesome.
which we'll be working on Saturday as well.
Cool.
I don't know the exact location of it because I can't remember places,
Mm-hmm.
but it is somewhere here in Pendleton. We'll be
Great.
building our
Good,
float.
good, good.
So do you think we planned very well and this is going to be a good homecoming week?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, okay. I will tell you from the parade standpoint, it's going to be a big, big parade, which I think the town loves. And I have no doubt that Mrs. LaPlante and Mr. Jackson, who are your student council sponsors, they are in charge of homecoming overall. I have no doubt that those two and our student council officers are planning a fabulous homecoming.
I saw the dress up days because I was helping make their posters.
Okay.
They look very fun.
Okay, great. Good. I have not looked that much at them, so I don't know.
I don't think they've put the posters up yet.
Okay.
I don't know if they've quite gotten them just quite yet, but they are really cool.
Cool.
And it's all board game themed, so I guess I should have known that it was
Right,
board games.
Right. Good.
So you don't have to go into much detail, but which part of this homecoming would you say is your favorite, or just in past homecomings?
I think in general, my personality is to make the most of your time.
Mhm.
And I think homecoming is the best part of what you can do with your high school career, your time in high school.
Yeah.
So you got to be here for 4 years. You might as well have some fun. And homecoming gives us a whole week of that if you choose to go out and celebrate it.
Yeah.
So there are definitely things throughout the week, going out to some of the home games or events that we have that week, getting out to the Powder Puff for the extravaganza, getting out and doing that, being a part of the parade in some form, going to the dance, going to the game. I think those are all really fun opportunities for you to make memories and make the most of your 4 years here.
Yeah. For those who don't know, who are currently listening or watching, actually, homecoming, it's over the span of a whole week. We have dress up days each day. There's the Powder Puff, which is Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually kind of fun. I know a senior guy who's a cheerleader for it.
Yep.
which
Always
is-
a good time.
That's always
Right.
fun. And then on Friday, we have the game and the parade. Parade before the game. The game is against Delta. Should be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday, the day after, we will have the dance.
Yep. And I always think getting dressed up, that's one of my favorite things too, is seeing students all dressed up and
Yes.
fancy, because we don't get to see that every day at school.
Towards the end of the dance, the fancy kind of wears off.
Absolutely.
But right at the
Lost sweat.
start, they have the fancy.
Correct. Yep.
Do you like being a class sponsor?
I do like it. It is definitely a lot of work, but I think the pluses outweigh the minuses in every way. I think the best part is getting to know kids I didn't have in my classroom and getting to know parents and just watching that fun and interaction happening.
That's always nice
Yep.
then. Because it's like, even if you didn't have them, you're still meeting them. So you still
Yep.
experience the whole
So when they walk
range.
across that stage at graduation, I can honestly say
I know that
I know that
kid.
person. Yes, and I love that about our size school and Pendleton in general.
We do have a lot of kids in this class. I think it's 350 something.
Wow. Okay.
There's
That'll be fun next
a
May.
lot of us. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a long time.
Graduation. Yep.
Wonder if they'll have Miss Gray there again.
I don't know.
I remember she was there for the last one.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the hardest part of being a class sponsor?
The time. I've got a very busy family of my own.
Mhm.
I've got 3 very active boys that I still have to drive everywhere. They are not licensed drivers and won't be for a while. It is a lot of time
Yeah.
and a lot of time management, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this and this and this and be here and there at the same time. So that's the hardest part.
Funny enough, that ties into another question. Do you have any schedule conflicts due to being a sponsor?
Absolutely.
Do you have like students constantly like, hey, I can't do this?
Yes, and I take it with a grain of salt because I think about how busy my life is as a mom and as a parent, a wife. Even my parents are still around and we do a lot with them, trying to get time to do it all. So when students say they have a conflict, I try to take it with a grain of salt because I
Yeah.
know they do. But I think we just have to make the effort to do that. So, yes, like last night I was at float building and I missed one of my kids' cross country meets, but
Oh,
my husband was there. He was able to record it all. And I felt as proud watching over a video as I would have been there. So
that's always nice.
I think we live in a great day and age where we can actually FaceTime or,
Yeah.
record and get to see those moments we missed out on.
I think graduation does that, where they have it broadcasted for anyone to see if they're
if you're not actually there sweating out there. Yep.
Definitely sweating.
Yep.
What would you say is the best part of being a class sponsor? I think this is similar to another question, but
yeah, just meeting those kids I didn't have in class or the parents I didn't know, establishing those connections. I think it's so worthwhile.
That's always nice then. Two extra questions. Do you think we're going to win homecoming?
I think it's too early to tell.
Hey.
I think, are we talking float building or football?
Football.
Okay. I have every bit of confidence in Coach Richmond and his program down there. Huge fan. I think this year's senior class has the enthusiasm and the leadership to win for the first time. I say first time. I actually don't know what the stats are. They just seem low.
We've won homecoming before. We didn't win last year. It's usually if we play Mount Vernon, we're going to lose.
Okay.
But when we play Delta like we are this year, we usually have a good chance of winning.
Okay, well, good. And no offense to, I hope I didn't offend anybody by saying that. I just hope that this team walks away with a big W that night and just really caps off that night. It is such a fun night with the parade.
It is.
We'll have a pep rally, I think, that day.
We do.
Pep rally,
I forgot about
parade,
that.
and hopefully we bring home that victory. It'll just be so much fun. So awesome. I'll be excited for those seniors.
And the final question, do you plan to be a class sponsor again?
I do. Mrs. Plovic and I are do or die on this. We've got an incoming freshman next year. So we will pick up that freshman class and be with them all the way through their senior year. And then after that, we'll have another incoming freshman and we'll pick up that incoming freshman class. So we are down for a class sponsor for the next 8 years.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Well, thank you.
Freshmen.
Yep. Right.
I can't say I'm the biggest fan of any freshmen that come into the school.
But you used to be one.
That's what I was going to say. I was one, so I guess I don't have...
my favorite part is you have to acknowledge that one day you were one of those
I don't have much room to talk.
Yep.
Plus, I'm not the one sponsoring them, so that's always nice.
Correct. Yep.
Anyway, we have reached the end of my portion of the episode. I don't remember who's next. I think it's Brooklyn's segment next. And I think she's sitting down with one of the class officers, so keep tuned in for that. And just enjoy your day. I hope you enjoyed having this conversation.
I did. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm always happy to have a chat with you.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that'll bring an end to this segment of WEEM Weekly. Hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more. At Pelton Heights, radio is a huge part of our lives. From programming to social media to podcast to sports, our student-run radio station is dedicated to informing and entertaining everyone in and around our campus. We're with you every step of the day. Whether it be in your car, in class, at lunch, or at work, we're here to provide you with the local news and the best songs. Experience the full impact of radio today by tuning in to 91.7 WEEM.
Hello, and welcome back to the 91.7 WEEM WEEM Weekly podcast. I'm Brooklyn Schuyler, and I'm here with
Mary.
And we are going to be doing a podcast over homecoming and student councils. So, what is the theme of this year's homecoming?
It's game night this year, and I'm actually so excited.
How is student council prepared for?
We've been having meetings like once to 2 times a week, and then we took a vote to decide the theme, and we've done the dress-up days and designs and stuff. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be fun in the end.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's
then,
worth it.
Yeah, for sure. How can students help with homecoming?
I'd say just being supportive about it. Sometimes there's a lot of hate about the theme and stuff, so you just got to be hype about it, participate in the dress-up days, and be excited for our team.
I agree. And I think that this year the themes will really...
Oh, yeah, I like the themes this year.
What's something that you're most excited for?
I'm excited to see our sophomore float, just because last year we had a good year, and I'm hoping it's good again. And then I just love dress-up days, every single year. And the football game, of course.
Of course. And then do you plan on dressing up this year?
Oh, yeah. I'll dress up every day. Hopefully full out.
What is something that you remember from your last homecoming that you'd like to see this year?
Last year, I loved the pep rally. It was really fun.
For sure.
And I was proud of our grade because I felt like we were pretty loud last year. So hopefully we're loud again.
Yeah, especially going from no pep rallies at all.
Yeah. It was a big change, but I'm glad they're doing it again.
And then I know that the extravaganza is the first thing that we'll see from homecoming and student council.
Yes.
What is something you're excited for?
I just love how it's all the grades, and my favorite thing last year during it was the tug of war. It was really funny because some teams were definitely a lot better than the others.
Yeah. Are there any games that you know that will be there that you're excited for?
I know we're doing a relay race, which will be fun. I'm in charge of getting stuff for that, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. And then I'm pretty sure we're doing like a Sprite chug, which will be funny.
Oh my.
So we'll see how it goes this year. Last year we did a slushy chug.
Yeah, that
and
didn't work out.
It was a
too
little
well.
bit hard.
What is next for student council after this?
After this, we'll probably move on. The upperclassmen will move on to prom. As an underclassman, we don't really do much after this, so this is like all of our stuff.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the year is pretty calm.
What's something that will stand out from student council this year?
I'm hoping that we decorate really well this year. We were able to go see what we have, like board game wise, and I think everybody will be really appreciative of how it looks
Yeah.
during homecoming.
I'm on student council, so obviously I was at one of their meetings, and I saw a ton of the game things that we have, and
Yes.
I don't know where they got that stuff from, but
I think they've done the theme in the past, so they must have bought all that stuff in the
oh,
past.
okay.
So luckily we don't have to buy it this year, and we can use it now.
How long have you been in student council?
I've been in student council off and on since elementary school. So I think starting like 3rd grade maybe is
Mhm.
when we started doing it, but I don't know for sure. But for a while.
I didn't know that you could start in elementary.
Oh yeah, our school had it in elementary and intermediate. And I was in it in middle school too.
Yeah. And then as a sophomore, you've been into the movies theme and the games theme. Which one do you think is better?
I like the games theme better. I actually really wanted to do that one for my senior year because
Mhm.
I just like how easily you can incorporate a lot of stuff for it, and the floats are going to be really fun.
Yeah.
But I love this theme a lot.
Are there any other floats that you're excited to see?
I want to
besides
see the
sophomore?
seniors, of course. I'm pretty sure I know what they're doing, but I won't say it on here. But I'm excited to see all of them. Last year we had a really good year, so I'm hoping for another
Yeah.
win.
Do you have any score predictions for that game?
I don't, because I know if I make one, it'll be like way off.
Yeah.
But as long as we win, which we should. It's Delta.
And then is there anything that we should expect from the sophomore officers this year? Any plans, ideas?
Not really. I think junior year is when we'll start doing a lot more, just because
Yeah.
we'll be upperclassmen, and we're still learning our ways around student council right now, just how they do it in the high school and how things are different. But
For
I'm
sure.
excited for when we're upperclassmen and we can make more changes.
Yeah. Is there anything other officers or classes have done that you're interested in doing as a junior or senior?
I can't wait until we're seniors so we can like be in charge of the pep rally, because I have a lot of fun ideas for that. And then just juniors with prom and stuff. I think that'll be fun.
Mhm.
Sophomores this year get to help out at prom and work it, so that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. So I know you mentioned something about the pep rally. Do you as a sophomore officer do anything for that, or is it just juniors?
It's
Or
mostly
seniors?
juniors and seniors. We'll be in charge of like getting our sophomore section hype, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But it was one of my favorite things last year. I loved it.
Are there any games you're hoping to see there?
One I really want to be there is Hungry Hungry Hippos, but like real life version.
Yeah.
We played it in an intermediate school, and it was so fun. So I'm hoping they'll do it this year.
And then for homecoming, do you have any? I know you didn't have score predictions, but homecoming court predictions?
I
Or
know
people
a
you
little.
wanna see?
I know a little about them, so I won't say too much. But
Uh-huh.
just hoping that the right people get it, and that all votes are genuine and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think that homecoming is so important for people?
I think homecoming brings our school together, and it's honestly like it's one of my favorite times during the school year, just because there's something fun going on almost every day, and it just kind of lifts people up,
Mm-hmm.
gets focused off of our schoolwork a little bit, and we can do dress up days and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Makes things more exciting. It
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it more fun to go to high school.
Seeing people in costumes during
Oh, yeah.
school, that's fun.
And I definitely think that you see people's personalities when you're
Oh yeah,
seeing them
you
dress
can
up.
tell like who's going all out, and that kind of shows their bold personalities.
Oh yeah, totally. And then I know that there's a ton of teachers out there that dress up. Do you know any teachers that go all out every
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture one year from Mrs. Hunkler,
Mhm.
and she was pretty dressed up, and I love her, so I bet she'll do some all-out stuff.
And then I know that for the pep rally we did the tortilla slap, and it was the teachers. Do you want any teachers to be?
I
part of
don't
the
know
games?
what they're planning this year, but I hope teachers are involved because that was funny. I know we can't do the chair game again, whatever that's called.
The musical chairs.
Musical chairs. That did not go well last year.
It was pretty funny though. It was definitely a
funny.
surprise.
Oh yeah, we learned from our mistakes.
Oh
so.
yeah, totally. And then, do you think that teachers are how a lot of students get hyped up for homecoming?
I think so. They don't do it here, but in middle school, we used to get like extra credit if we dressed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think stuff like that really, it just hypes up the kids, brings kids together, and then also reminders from like teachers for dress up days is helpful, especially for kids who like don't have social media or anything.
Yeah, and especially I think that teachers, they make it like not more fun, but people, I don't know the word.
It becomes more involved with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like seeing your teachers.
All groups of kids too.
And you get to see the teachers' personalities too.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you can tell which ones
yeah.
care about the stuff going on and stuff, if that makes sense.
And then, what do you think that students will be most excited for this year?
I'd say probably the dance. I feel like it's the dance most years for everyone.
Mhm.
But also, I'm pretty sure that the football game's going to be pretty good this year. And then, of course, the parade. So, honestly,
Yeah.
all of it. I think Powder Puff is definitely slept on because last year it was hilarious. So, everybody should go to a Powder Puff, too.
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot about the Powder Puff last year.
It was funny. It was definitely funny. But I can't wait until our class is in Powder Puff because I know we'll be pretty competitive.
Yeah. And then, is there anything that you wish students were more excited for?
I just wish that everyone would dress up. Like, I know a lot of people were complaining about some of the dress up days and how sophomores and seniors are white out on Friday. But I think white out and green out are good. It makes competition between the whole school. And I think everybody should participate. It's not super hard. Just got to wear white. So,
And especially since the, isn't it pep rallies that day?
yes, pep rally is on Friday.
It'll be so much fun to see like the different groups.
Everybody will be sitting with their own class.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. You'll be able to see it.
And then, do you know the dates for all of the?
Yes, so the extravaganza and Powder Puff is on Thursday the 28th. And then the game is obviously on the 29th, and that's also the day of the parade. And then the dance is on the 30th. So I'm excited for all three of those days.
All right, awesome. Well, that is all that we have here. So, goodbye.
Peace out.